Hey guys, I'm back for another video. So this is going to be the combined review of like the Super Raw and Smackdown shows from this week. Which first of all I have to say is, does this mean that they are going to eventually be scrapping like, you know, the brand split? Because obviously these two shows, they've obviously had like the Raw and Smackdown superstars on both, and Triple H was saying how, you know, he wants to deliver these like good, like important like news to like the fans and stuff. And obviously Michael Cole said later on, like Triple H didn't actually say that it was going to be every week, but Michael Cole in the commentary later on said that it was like going to continue to be like, you know, the Raw and Smackdown stars on the same show. So hopefully this does kind of mean that they're phasing out like the Raw and Smackdown like split, because it is really annoying. As we all know, it gets boring. We see the same foods all the time, and even just on these two shows, seeing different wrestlers facing each other was really nice to see. So hopefully this will mean that eventually that's going to, you know, kind of fade away. So I'm going to like talk about Raw and Smackdown, because obviously a lot of the stuff that happened, they like literally followed on from each other. So like what happened on Smackdown was because of what happened on Raw, if you know what I mean. Sorry if again I'm talking funny, this tongue ulcer is still not going away, so it's causing me a lot of pain to actually talk, but as you know me, I'm just not going to do a video because my mouth's hurting. So, Triple H comes out at the start of Raw, says that, yeah, like I just said, he said that the SmackDown wrestlers will appear on Raw and make a Raw Super Show. Basically, he wants Kevin Nash to come out, because he hates liars. CM Punk comes out and tells Triple H that he's the one that needs to stop lying. So it's kind of similar promos they've been having for the last few weeks. Punk's basically not believing anything that Nash and Triple H have been saying. Nash comes out and said he lied to Triple H last week because he wouldn't let him have his own way. He says Punk's the problem and he shouldn't take CM Punk's insult. You know, like questions Triple H on what kind of man he is, that he will allow Triple H to talk about Stephanie and stuff like that and not do anything. He tells Nash to leave, but Nash says that he's been signed to a contract by John Laurinaitis, so he can't actually make him leave unless he's going to fire him. Triple H says he's not going to fire him, but he's just got to stop lying. Punk kind of like mocks him, pretends to be like sick, and he's like, oh look, I'm acting, you're acting, all this is like fake, you know, you're lying to me. Nash tells Triple H to book Nash versus Punk at Night of Champions, and Triple H books the match supposedly then. So that was that. It was a bit of a weird segment. Like, I mean, it was quite good and funny, but like some of it seems to go on for like too long. I still think Nash is terrible on the mic when he's talking. Like, he literally does struggle to put sentences together sometimes. You think, oh, get on with what you're trying to say. And Punk wasn't quite good in this one, but I think with the whole like pretending to be sick, that went on for like ages, which was a bit annoying. It was funny to start with, but then it just went on, and I was like, oh, hurry up, get on with it. So that was that. Randy Orton versus Dolph Ziggler was the first match on Raw, and this was a really good match actually. Dolph hasn't really been in brilliant matches lately, but this one, a lot of, you know, I'm not saying it's just because of Randy Orton, but you know, it was actually a really good match. It was enjoyable, and Randy Orton hits an awesome RKO to win the match. Like, he kind of, Dolph's like running towards him, and he kind of like pushes it, so he lands, like pushes it like, yeah, like, you know, like a gorilla press or whatever it's called, kind of like that, but then drops it on the floor, and literally as Dolph's like getting up off the floor, Orton like dives and does the RKO, and it just looks really awesome. So that was an awesome finish to the match. It's a good opening match. John Cena comes out and says that Del Rio is not a classy champion, and he tells him to come out and come get some, but he doesn't appear. Apparently it's because Del Rio is having trouble like sorting out his visa or something, which is why he wasn't on Raw or Smackdown, which has got to be a bit annoying, so obviously he was booked to be in a championship match. Well, not a championship match, or like a non-title match against Sin Cara, but obviously he wasn't on either show. Mark Henry comes out instead. He says Cena's going to join the Hall of Pain, and after Night Champion, he'll be the champion. Christian comes out, and he says that Cena makes him sick. He can't stand people complaining. Obviously, like, he keeps like saying that, but he's the one that complains all the time. Cena challenges Henry and Christian, and they're going to like take him on, but then Sheamus comes out on like sides with Cena, which is like the first time, you know, that those two have ever been like on a team, and then it sets up like a tag team match like between those guys later on in the show. CM Punk's in a match against The Miz, pretty decent match, not the best, but still pretty good anyway. It's just weird now with like Punk being like a face, like him facing heel guys. Just for so long he's been like a heel, you know, and he'd like never face guys like Miz, and it's just really weird now how it's kind of like reversed. CM Punk's in control, he hits a diving elbow, but then R-Truth comes out to help Miz and gets Miz disqualified. Punk hits a go to sleep on R-Truth, but then Nash comes out, and like all of them kind of attack CM Punk, and Nash hits the jackknife powerbomb. Now I have to admit, I was really tired on Tuesday night when I watched this. So, was it Tuesday? Yeah, it was yesterday. I have to admit, I was really tired when I watched Raw yesterday, so I actually like fell asleep through like 3 matches, so I can't give you like detailed descriptions of what actually happened. But basically, Evan and Kofi beat, you know, Cell Nexus. Oh, the phone ringing. Ah! Oh, no. How typical. Honestly, I started getting like interrupted on all my videos now. I was like, I can hear something, the phone's ringing, just as I get out the door, my mum comes in and charges fast, answers the phone. So I was like, oh, typical. Anyway, so I get to, yes, Evan and Kofi beat David Otunga and Mike McGillicuddy in the tag title match. I actually went back and watched it on like YouTube, and obviously Kofi's like pyro totally failed. Like, he didn't even like, none of it happened. It just looked really weird, his entrance, without any kind of pyro. So anyway, that was that. Sin Cara beat Jack Swagger. I can't give you any more information on that match because, like I said, I was sleeping through it. The Bella Twins beat, oh, not the Bella Twins, it was like, I think it was one of them beat Kelly because they used the twin magic at the end. This is a great Raw review. I'm giving you so much information here. And then in the main event, Mark Henry and Christian faced Sheamus and John Cena. I skipped this match because I really just wanted to get Raw over and done with, because I knew I had to watch Smackdown like in the evening, so I was like, oh, I've also spent hours watching wrestling. So Cena won with the attitude adjustment on Christian after Sheamus hit the bro kick. And then it was really weird, like, while they were still in the ring and celebrating and stuff, it cut to backstage and it was Triple H there, called CM Punk in, and he was like, oh, I'm going to face you at Night Champions now instead of Punk. I was like, what? I was like, really weird. Like, you know, like, I don't even know if like the fans who were in the crowd actually really like saw that, because you know you can still hear them cheering like Cena and Sheamus in the ring, and it was just really weird. So that was kind of strange, and I really wasn't expecting them to book a match between those two so soon. So obviously everyone been saying about them facing each other like WrestleMania and stuff, so for them to face each other like now was a bit like, oh, well that sucks. So anyway, but we'll see how well it happens anyway. So yes, and I actually obviously, because Smackdown obviously was live last night, I didn't have work today, so I actually stayed up and watched it. I actually stayed up till 3 AM. Actually quite impressed, considering I'd fallen asleep during Raw at like 8 o'clock in the evening. The fact that I actually managed to stay up till 3 in the morning was quite impressive. And I have to say, the Smackdown show live worked really well. Honestly, it did not feel like Smackdown at all. I mean, that probably sounds weird, but, you know, like, just the fact that it was live, you know, and, I don't know, it just felt so different, and, like, the standard of the show, it did not feel like Smackdown at all. So I'm really, really hoping that they will scrap the stupid Raw and Smackdown brand splits, because if they just put it together, it's just going to be so much better, because you have, like, the stories, you know, the main kind of stuff that's happening, you'll be able to see it, like, on both shows, you know, and just, oh, they can just face so many different people, because to be fair, like, if you're, like, Randy Orton, like, say, for example, because he's the champion, at the moment he's only got a couple of people that he can face, but, you know, whilst in the kind of storyline that he's in at the moment, but, like, if he could face, like, there's so many more people, and they can just make it, so much more interesting, and just so much better. So, WWE, if you ever watch this, please get rid of, like, the brand split, it's annoying. So, anyway, did anyone else notice that Booker T again at the start of the show said about John Cena, saying that he had like limited skills? I just can't believe that they let him keep saying that. Really, the fact that they just keep saying, oh yes, seeing how far he's got with his limited skills, that's not what you're meant to be saying about, like, you know, your top guy. But whatever, that's Booker T for you. So John Cena comes out at the start, and it's like the most cheesiest, lamest promo ever, saying Alberto's going to get hurt. Rodriguez comes out and says that Cena's going to have to wait to get in the ring with him. Cena punches Rodriguez, and it's a bit like, well, that was a bit heelish, you know. It looks like he punched the guy's ring announcer who hasn't like done anything, but whatever. Wade Barrett comes out because he's supposed to be facing Cena in the main event, which is like the first match, so that's not really a main event, and he has a go at Cena and says he's going to make him feel more pathetic, and he said, oh, you know, how impressive is that, you know, taking out a fat ring announcer. So then Cena was like, oh, if I want to take out a fat ring announcer, I'd take out Tony Schimmel. And it's like, or Tony Chimmel, and it's like, why did I say Schimmel? Tony Chimmel. Anyway, so, yeah, that's like seriously heelish, because the camera cut like him, and he was like looking like, what did he say that about me? I was thinking, why is Cena making like fat jokes? Well, that's not the kind of character that Cena has. But anyway, so, yeah, John Cena versus Wade Barrett was a totally lame match. Wade Barrett got squashed in like 3 minutes. Cena did the 5 moves of doom with the attitude adjustment, and it was like, wow, that was impressive. Not. I'm sitting far back from the camera now. I'm about to like messed up the camera angle since I like left and came back. Sin Cara was facing Daniel Bryan. This is why I was like, oh, why is he facing Daniel Bryan? He's meant to be against like Alberto Del Rio, but I didn't realise then that Alberto wasn't actually going to be at the show. Not too bad of a match, to be honest. Sin Cara does a springboard crossbody. Kind of like, yeah, just like a modified kind of like Samoan drop-ish kind of move, and then does the senton lion salt combo that he does, and got the win, and it was like, huh? Really? Like, what is going on with these first 2 matches? You know, like the person like who won just won so easily, and it was just like, well, and obviously now like a lot of people are complaining because Daniel Bryan's now pretty much being like losing all the time, which, you know, I guess, I don't know whether that's going to lead up to him, though, getting, like, sick of it. Like, you know, like, Sheamus was on, like, a really bad losing streak, wasn't he? And then he just, like, snapped and went, like, psycho and was, like, winning all the time. So they might kind of do this kind of thing with Daniel Bryan, whether they will turn him heel, I'm not sure. But then after the match, Sin Cara goes to shake Daniel Bryan's hand, he kind of pulls him up, but then he, like, kicks him in the face. And it was like, what? Sin Cara's turning heel? What is going on with this show? So it's slightly crazy, but, you know, we might see what happens with that, if that does lead to that whole old Sin Cara versus new Sin Cara thing. Whatever's going to happen with that, I don't know. Divas Tag Team match, Beth Phoenix and Natalya faced Kelly Kelly and Alicia Fox, and I was like, Alicia Fox is a face now? Really? I found that, like, something in every single match was really like, what? She just does not fit, like, the whole kind of face, like, persona. But anyway, so, decent-ish match, I suppose. Beth defeats Alicia with the Glam Slam. So that's that. Oh, my tongue's like really hurting now. So Triple H comes out to do for the contract signing between him and CM Punk. This segment was really, really good. I really enjoyed this one. This one completely made up for, like, the kind of lame segment that they had on Raw. Triple H says the WWE board have given him a night off of being, you know, the COO so that he can take care of Punk. Punk comes out and says nothing in WWE catches him off guard anymore. Triple H tells Punk to shut his mouth because he keeps interrupting him, so Triple H has kind of gone psycho, like, not psycho, but he's sort of, like, gone back to, like, his old kind of character, like, not letting people kind of, like, walk over him. He said he tried to work with Punk, but he just kept on pushing his buttons and he can't take it anymore. And now he's going to deal with him as a man, not as a COO. Punk says that's great, I don't want the new you's boring, I want the old kind of Triple H back. And then he's basically, you know, still saying how he wants, you know, things to change in the WWE. Triple H basically says that he's sick of Punk and that he will only want things to change if it puts Punk on top. Punk says at the core he's still a fan and that's why he wants, you know, the show to be fun. And, you know, it's not all about him, it's just that he wants it to be fun, like, and enjoy it like how he used to enjoy it, kind of like when he was watching and stuff. Punk says Triple H is living in the past. Basically, you know, he's not moving forward, like, with the company, he's still, like, doing things like Vince would do. Triple H says it's completely personal, and he will basically kick Punk's ass at the pay-per-view. Nash comes out, and obviously, you know, Punk's trying to, like, get to him, but Triple H stops him, and then, Nash does hit the big boot on Punk and he actually knocks down Triple H, you know, like really forcefully pushes him down. I don't know if he was actually meant to fall over, he looked a bit stunned. But yeah, so then Punk, like Nash left after that. So that was kind of that, and he still doesn't really give away anything. Like, you really still don't know if Punk and Nash, if Triple H and Nash have got something going on, because from that you really don't think they have. But it might do. So, you know, we still really don't know. It was a really good segment, so I suggest that you go and watch that if you didn't, like, see it already. It was a good segment. Great Khali versus Sheamus. No. Why are we watching this match again? It was on Smackdown, like, a few weeks ago. Jinder Mahal interferes, like, until, like, the end of the match. Khali gets disqualified. He hits the Chop of Doom. And then Sheamus fights back and hits the Celtic Cross Powerbomb on Jinder Mahal. So it wasn't too bad of a match. And then obviously in the main event was Christian versus Randy Orton in the steel cage match for the World Heavyweight Championship. It was so annoying, they put like 2 ad breaks during this match. Like, it was only like 20 minutes long and there was like 2 lots of adverts. So I was like, what is going on with this? That's the only thing I hate about watching like wrestling shows live, is there's so many commercials. Christian basically just keeps trying to escape early, you know, like doesn't want to have to like get like, or like interact with Randy Orton, but obviously Randy stops him. Christian counters a DDT by backdropping Orton into the cage. We fight on the top rope for a bit. Orton hits a suplex. Christian hits a frog splash. I was like, what? Since when does Christian do a frog splash? There's a nice, like, Christian goes to the spear, Orton counters it, tries to hit the RKO, Christian counters it, and then does hit the spear again. That only gets a 2 count. Also another, like, nice kind of countering thing. Christian actually goes for the punt, but he misses, and then he dives up on the top rope and goes to jump off, and Orton tries to go for the RKO, because that's how he won, like, last time, but obviously Christian's just faking. And then he hits the kill switch. Well, no, he goes for the kill switch, but it gets counted into a DDT. RKO gets counted again. They battle on the top of the cage, and then Orton hits a really nice RKO off the top rope, so that Orton wins and retains the championship. So yeah, Orton's just like busting out all these like really awesome RKOs lately. I just love that move. You can like vary it so much, and it just looks so awesome. Anyway, Mark Henry comes out after the match and pretty much batters Orton, rounds him into the cage, hits him with a splash and hits the world's strongest slam. So obviously, you know, they're moving right on now into the Mark Henry and Orton feud. Now hopefully Christian and Orton's finished with. So that was Smackdown, and I really enjoyed it. So I'm really hoping that they will like actually do it live every week. That would be really good, because it would stop spoilers, just make the show more interesting. If they combine Raw and Smackdown again, oh, WWE would just be so much better. I actually still have time left on my camera. That's amazing, honestly, because I hate the fact if I have to like stop the video, upload it, and then start recording it again. So I was trying to fit it all kind of in, you know, like 20 minutes, which I have. Sorry if it's been a bit of a ramble. Sorry that I missed out a lot of stuff from Raw, but like I said, I was really tired after work, fell asleep. So I could not be bothered to go back and watch it again. So yeah, so check out Raw and Smackdown if you haven't already, because they actually were pretty decent shows this week, to be honest. Yeah, apparently this morning, like, Matt Hardy, like, posted, like, supposed, like, suicide note or something, either on Twitter or on something anyway, which is, like, ridiculous. Because I went on YouTube, and one of my, like, people who I subscribed to had a video saying, like, rest in peace Matt Hardy, and I was like, what? But obviously, apparently it was just, like, a hoax or something, which is stupid. Just to do that to get, like, attention is really ridiculous. Obviously, if he has got, like, problems, obviously he does have problems, you know, lately hasn't exactly been, you know, himself, but obviously, yeah, that's just ridiculous and it's like a really awful thing to do. But I have a feeling it's Jeff Hardy's birthday today. I'm not sure. Imagine that, like, you know, posting like a suicide note on your brother's birthday. That's just weird. Anyway, I'm going to stop talking now. So thanks for watching this video. Like I said, at weekend we'll be doing the question and answer videos. If there's any last minute questions that you guys want to add in, feel free to leave them. I've already got quite a lot. Some of them are going to be difficult. Some of them are talking about like TNA, and obviously I don't watch it, but I'll try and answer it anyway. So yeah, thanks for watching this video, and I'll see you guys next time. Bye!